Avocados versus butter, a heart-healthy swap for older adults. Did you know that a simple swap in your kitchen could potentially reduce your risk of heart disease by up to 22%? I'm not talking about some expensive supplement or complicated diet plan. I'm talking about something you might already have in your fruit bowl. What if I told you that the creamy, delicious avocado sitting on your counter could be the key to better heart health after 60? This green gold isn't just for millennials toasted. Might be one of the smartest additions to your diet as you age. I'm Dr. David Walker, a cardiology specialist with over 30 years of experience helping seniors live fuller, healthier lives. And today, I'm going to share a game-changing swap that could transform your heart health, replacing butter with avocado in your daily meals. Some of my patients initially resist this idea. They've been using butter their entire lives and aren't convinced a fruit can replace it. But after seeing their improved cholesterol numbers and hearing how much better they feel, most become avocado converts. And the best part? Unlike many health changes that feel like sacrifices, this one actually enhances the flavor and enjoyment of your meals. Let's explore why this simple swap matters so much for those of us over 60. The heart health impact. Have you ever wondered why cardiologists like me get so concerned about what you spread on your morning toast? It's not because we're trying to take away life's simple pleasures. It's because we've seen firsthand how those small daily choices can dramatically impact heart health over time. The truth is, after age 60, our cardiovascular system needs extra protection. The decisions we make at the breakfast table or during meal prep can either strengthen our heart's resilience or accelerate its decline. And few choices have a bigger impact than the fats we consume daily. Let me share what happened with Martha, a 68-year-old patient of mine who was shocked when her cholesterol levels suddenly spiked. "But I haven't changed anything," she insisted during our appointment. When we reviewed her diet together, one thing stood out. Daughter had recently gifted her a fancy European butter that Martha had been enjoying liberally on everything from toast to vegetables. What seemed like a small indulgence was actually delivering a significant daily dose of saturated fat directly to her cardiovascular system. Here's what science tells us about butter and heart health. Butter contains high levels of saturated fat, the kind that research has consistently linked to increased LDL or bad cholesterol. According to the American Heart Association, saturated fats can raise your bad cholesterol and put you at higher risk for heart disease. Ain't dress shop. For older adults whose arteries may already have some degree of plaque buildup, this is particularly concerning. But now, let's talk about Avocadonature's butter alternative that's actually good for your heart. Research published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that eating just 2 servings of avocado each week, that's only 1 whole avocado, was associated with a 21% lower risk of developing coronary heart disease. Even more impressive, replacing half a serving per day of butter, margarine, eggs, yogurt, cheese, or processed meats with the equivalent amount of avocado was linked to a 16 to 22% lower risk of cardiovascular disease. Why such dramatic benefits? Avocados contain monounsaturated fats, the heart-healthy kind that actually helps reduce bad LDL cholesterol levels while maintaining or even increasing your good HDL cholesterol. They're also packed with potassium, more than bananas, which helps regulate blood pressure, another critical factor in heart health for older adults. The fiber content in avocados, about 10 grams in a full avocado, also plays a crucial role. This soluble fiber helps trap cholesterol in your digestive system before it can be absorbed into your bloodstream, effectively helping to lower your overall cholesterol levels. For seniors already managing cholesterol concerns, this added benefit can be particularly valuable. But what about those who worry that avocados might be too fatty or calorie-dense? Let me address that concern directly. While it's true that both butter and avocados contain fat, the type of fat matters tremendously. Butter's saturated fat is linked to increased inflammation and cardiovascular risk, while avocado's monounsaturated fats are associated with reduced inflammation and improved heart health outcomes. Would you like to know what happened with Martha, my patient I mentioned earlier? After our discussion, she replaced her morning buttered toast with avocado toast. 3 months later, her LDL cholesterol had dropped by 15 points without medication changes. And honestly, she told me, I enjoy my breakfast more now. The avocado keeps me full longer, and I don't miss the butter at all. But I know what some of you might be thinking. I've been eating butter all my life. Is it really necessary to change now? This is a question I hear often, especially from my patients in their 70s and 80s. The research gives us a clear answer. It's never too late to make heart-healthy changes. Studies show that dietary improvements can benefit cardiovascular health at any age, with some of the most significant benefits actually occurring in older adults who make positive changes. I've seen this firsthand with countless patients who've made this simple swap. Many report not just improved lab numbers, but also more energy, better digestion, thanks to avocado's fiber content, and even improvements in their skin and joint comfort due to avocado's anti-inflammatory properties. Before we move on, I want to make something clear. Is this swap alone going to completely transform your health? Of course, not heart health requires a comprehensive approach. But are small, sustainable changes, like replacing butter with avocado, powerful enough to make a real difference in your long-term cardiovascular health? Absolutely. And if you're worried about taste, I have good news. Many of my patients who were initially skeptical find that they actually prefer the rich, creamy texture and subtle flavor of avocado once they give it a fair chance. In fact, why not try a simple experiment this week? Use avocado instead of butter on your toast for 5 days straight, then decide which you truly prefer. Always consult your doctor before making significant dietary changes, especially if you have existing medical conditions. But for most seniors, this simple swap represents one of the easiest ways to give your heart some extra protection without sacrificing taste or enjoyment. Now, let's get practical and explore exactly how to make this heart-healthy swap in your everyday cooking. Practical swaps. Did you know that the creaminess you love about butter can actually be matched or even enhanced by using perfectly ripe avocados? It's true, and I'm about to show you exactly how to make this swap in ways that will delight your taste buds while supporting your heart health. The key insight that many of my older patients miss is that avocados are incredibly versatile in the kitchen, far beyond just guacamole or avocado toast. In fact, once you understand a few simple techniques, avocados can replace butter in almost every aspect of your cooking and baking routine. Let me introduce you to Richard, a 72-year-old former chef who came to me after his second heart attack. When I suggested replacing butter with avocado in his cooking, he laughed outright. "Doc, I've been cooking with butter for 5 decades. You can't just swap in a fruit and expect the same results." 6 months later, Richard called my office specifically to tell me he was officially converted. Not only had his cholesterol numbers improved dramatically, but he'd actually developed a whole repertoire of avocado-based recipes that he preferred to his old butter-heavy standards. So how exactly do you make this swap? Let's break it down into simple, practical applications. First, the one-to-one rule. For most recipes, you can substitute avocado for butter in a simple one-to-one ratio. 1 cup of butter equals 1 cup of mashed ripe avocado. This works beautifully for baked goods like muffins, quick breads, and even many cookie recipes. The result is often a more moist, tender product with less saturated fat. For spreading on toast or sandwiches, the swap couldn't be easier. Simply mash a ripe avocado with a fork, add a squeeze of lemon juice, which prevents browning and brightens the flavor, a pinch of salt, and spread away. Many of my patients discover they actually prefer the rich creaminess of avocado over butter once they give it a fair chance. For pasta dishes that call for butter, try this simple trick. Reserve a 1/4 cup of pasta cooking water, then blend it with half an avocado until smooth. This creates a luxurious, butter-like sauce that coats pasta beautifully. Add a little grated Parmesan if you like, and you'll never miss the butter. Even in baking, avocado can work wonders. For chocolate desserts particularly, the mild flavor of avocado disappears completely behind the chocolate, leaving only its rich, creamy contribution to the texture. I recently brought avocado-based brownies to a potluck, and no one could tell the difference. In fact, several people asked for the recipe, commenting on how moist and rich they were. Now, I'll be completely honest, there are a few places where this swap doesn't work quite as well. Delicate pastries that rely on butter's unique properties for flakiness, like croissants or pie crusts, may not turn out the same with avocado. And in dishes where butter's flavor is central to the recipe, like certain sauces, you might want to use a different heart-healthy oil instead. But here's what surprises most people. The vast majority of the places you currently use butter can be successful avocado territory. And the health benefits are substantial enough to make it worth experimenting. What about those concerned about the taste? Many of my patients over 70 are initially resistant to changing flavors they've enjoyed their whole lives. That's why I suggest starting with applications where the avocado's subtle flavor is complementary or even unnoticeable, like in chocolate baked goods or as a base for herb-infused spreads. Eleanor, an 84-year-old patient of mine, was deeply skeptical but agreed to try avocado in her morning routine instead of the butter she'd used for decades. "I'll give it 1 week," she said firmly. 3 years later, she not only spreads avocado on her toast daily, but has developed what she calls her signature avocado chocolate cake that her great-grandchildren request for every family gathering. Here's a simple recipe to get you started: avocado toast with customizable toppings. This basic template allows you to adapt it to your preferences while reaping all the heart-healthy benefits. Start with a slice of whole grain bread, another heart-healthy choice. A. Toasted to your liking. Spread with 1/4 of a ripe mashed avocado. Add a pinch of salt and a squeeze of lemon juice. Then customize with toppings based on your preference. Some heart-healthy options include sliced tomatoes and a sprinkle of ground flaxseed, a soft-boiled egg and a dash of turmeric, or sliced radishes and a drizzle of olive oil. Why not try incorporating this into your routine this week? Replace your usual buttered toast with this avocado version for 5 days straight. Pay attention to how you feel afterward. Many of my patients report feeling more satisfied and energetic throughout the morning compared to when they eat butter. Remember, making this swap isn't about deprivation. It's about choosing an alternative that's actually better for your body and can be equally, or even more, delicious. And as we age, Giving our cardiovascular system every advantage becomes increasingly important. I need to emphasize that while this swap is beneficial for most older adults, always consult your doctor before making health decisions, especially if you have existing medical conditions like diabetes or kidney issues that might affect how certain foods work for you. Now, let's explore how avocados offer benefits beyond just replacing butter benefits specifically relevant to those of us in our golden years. Beyond heart health, have you ever wondered why some foods seem to affect your entire body, not just one aspect of your health? Avocados are exactly that kind of nutritional powerhouse, especially for those of us over 60. Let me share something that might surprise you. The benefits of choosing avocados over butter extend far beyond heart health alone. What makes this especially important is that as we age, our bodies face unique challenges that younger people simply don't experience. The inflammation, joint discomfort, cognitive changes, and digestive issues that often accompany aging all respond to the foods we choose. And avocados address many of these age-related concerns simultaneously. Let me tell you about James, a 75-year-old patient who initially came to me focused solely on his heart health. When I suggested replacing butter with avocado, he reluctantly agreed, but only because of his concerning cholesterol numbers. 6 months later, James reported something unexpected. "Doc, I don't think it's just my heart that's better. My joints don't ache as much in the morning, and I've noticed I'm more regular, if you know what I mean." James had discovered what research has been showing: use of avocados offer whole-body benefits particularly valuable for older adults. First, let's talk about brain health, a major concern for many of my patients as they age. Avocados contain lutein, an antioxidant that studies have linked to improved cognitive function in older adults. Research published in the journal Nutrients found that adults who consumed one avocado daily for 6 months showed significant improvements in working memory and problem-solving efficiency. The healthy fats in avocados also support overall brain health and may help protect against age-related cognitive decline. Compare this to butter, which contains saturated fats that have been associated with increased inflammation, including brain inflammation, that may contribute to cognitive issues as we age. Which would you rather be feeding your brain daily? Next, consider joint comfort and mobility, another common concern among my patients over 60. Avocados contain compounds with anti-inflammatory properties that may help reduce the discomfort associated with age-related joint issues. Many of my patients report decreased morning stiffness and improved mobility after incorporating avocados regularly into their diets. The monounsaturated fats in avocados help reduce overall body inflammation, potentially easing joint discomfort throughout your body. Digestive health is another area where avocados shine compared to butter. As we age, our digestive systems often become more sensitive and less efficient. The significant fiber content in avocados, about 10 grams in a whole avocado, supports healthy digestion and regularity, a benefit that many of my older patients particularly appreciate. Butter, in contrast, contains no fiber whatsoever and can sometimes contribute to digestive discomfort. Let's not forget about eye health, which becomes increasingly vulnerable as we age. Avocados contain lutein and zeaxanthin, two antioxidants that are essential for protecting your eyes from age-related damage and conditions like macular degeneration. These compounds act like internal sunglasses, filtering harmful blue light that can damage your retinas. Butter offers no comparable benefits for vision health. Even your skin can benefit from this simple swap. The healthy fats and vitamins E and C in avocados nourish skin from the inside out, potentially helping to maintain elasticity and hydration. Many of my patients report improved skin texture and appearance after incorporating avocados regularly into their diets. One patient, Louise, age 68, told me her dermatologist actually asked what she'd changed in her skincare routine, not realizing the improvement came from dietary changes. Weight management, which often becomes more challenging with age, is another area where avocados have an edge over butter. Despite their caloric content, research suggests that the fiber and monounsaturated fats in avocados can actually support healthy weight maintenance by increasing satiety and reducing overall calorie consumption. One study found that adding half an avocado to lunch increased satisfaction and reduced the desire to eat for hours afterward, a benefit butter simply doesn't provide. Here's something else worth noting. Avocados are incredibly nutrient-dense, particularly in ways that address common nutritional gaps in older adults. They provide potassium, which helps control blood pressure, folate, crucial for cellular health, vitamin K, important for bone health, and various B vitamins that support energy and brain function. Butter, while containing some fat-soluble vitamins, simply can't compete with this nutritional profile. Are you starting to see how this one simple swap might benefit your entire body, not just your heart? This is why I encourage my patients to think beyond single health metrics like cholesterol number. The foods we choose affect every cell in our bodies, either supporting health and vitality or potentially contributing to decline. I remember Gloria, an active 79-year-old who initially resisted the idea of swapping her beloved butter for that green millennial food, as she called it. 6 months after making the change, she walked into my office and announced, "Dr. Walker, I hate to admit when I'm wrong, but I feel better than I have in years. And my friends keep asking what I'm doing differently because apparently I'm glowing." If you're concerned about the cost of avocados compared to butter, I understand budget considerations are real, especially for many seniors on fixed incomes. I suggest watching for sales, buying avocados at different ripeness stages so they don't all mature simultaneously, and remembering that the health benefits may ultimately save money on medications and doctor visits down the road. Many of my patients find that a single avocado can actually spread across several meals when used thoughtfully. Now, I want to acknowledge something important. No single food choice is magical, and the context of your overall diet matters tremendously. Avocados are wonderful, but they work best as part of an overall heart-healthy eating pattern that includes plenty of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and lean proteins. Always consult your doctor before making health decisions, especially if you have existing medical conditions that might affect how certain foods work for you. Why not try tracking how you feel for 2 weeks while incorporating avocados in place of butter? Many of my patients are surprised by the improvements they notice in energy, digestion, and even mood when they make this simple change. Your body's response is the ultimate proof of whether a dietary change is working for you. Now, let's bring all this together and talk about how making this one change could impact your quality of life as you continue to age. Imagine waking up 6 months from now, walking to your kitchen with a spring in your step that you haven't felt in years. You make your favorite avocado toast, something you now look forward to each morning, and realize that the simple act of swapping out butter has cascaded into other positive changes in your life. Your last doctor's appointment showed improved cholesterol numbers. You've noticed less stiffness in your joints. Your grandchildren have commented on your increased energy during their visits. And perhaps most importantly, you feel a renewed sense of control over your health and aging process. This isn't fantasy. I've witnessed this transformation in hundreds of patients over my 3 decades of practice. What starts as a simple nutritional swap often becomes a gateway to reclaiming vitality in your golden years. Betty, a 77-year-old grandmother of 5, came to me initially resistant to any dietary changes. At my age, I should be able to enjoy what I want, she insisted. I gently suggested she try the avocado swap for just 2 weeks. When she returned for her follow-up, something had shifted. I didn't expect to feel different, she admitted, but I do. And what surprised me most was realizing that I actually prefer the taste of avocado on my morning toast now. My daughter noticed I had more energy when watching the grandkids last weekend, and I've started taking walks again. I'd forgotten how good it feels to feel good. This is what excites me most about sharing these insights with you today, not just the potential for improved health metrics, but the possibility of reclaiming joy, energy, and independence that many assume is simply lost to aging. The truth is, aging doesn't have to mean decline. The choices we make daily, including seemingly small ones like what we spread on our toast can, dramatically impact the quality of our later years. Each of us deserves to experience aging not as a series of losses, but as a chapter rich with its own unique pleasures and possibilities. I believe deeply that you deserve to feel your best, regardless of your age or current health status. You deserve energy to spend with loved ones, comfort in your body, and the joy that comes from feeling well. If what I've shared today resonates with you, I invite you to take a simple first step. This week, purchase a few avocados at varying levels of ripeness and experiment with using them in place of butter. Start with your morning toast, then perhaps try that avocado-based chocolate cake I mentioned. Pay attention to how your body responds. Often, our bodies tell us what they need if we're willing to listen. Always consult your doctor before making health decisions, especially if you have existing medical conditions. But for most older adults, this simple swap represents one of the easiest ways to support your heart, brain, joints, digestion, and overall vitality as you age. If you found this information helpful, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. It helps others like you discover this content. And if you're not already subscribed to our channel, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss our latest research-backed health advice, specifically designed for those of us in our golden years. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Have you tried substituting avocado for butter? What was your experience? Or if you haven't yet, what questions do you have about making this heart-healthy swap? Don't keep this information to yourself. Share it with someone you care about who might benefit from this simple change. Perhaps a spouse, sibling, or friend who's looking for practical ways to support their heart health. Remember, it's never too late to make positive changes for your health. Every meal is an opportunity to nourish your body and support your well-being. And sometimes, the simplest changes like swapping butter for avocado have the most profound impacts on how we experience our later years. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I'm Dr. David Walker, and I'm committed to helping you not just add years to your life, but add life to your years.